Welcome to Walking Through Glass, the podcast. I am your host, Dr. Deena C. founder of the Leadhershift Movement. My purpose in life is to inspire, empower, and transform lives. I wake each morning with the mission to help you lead with confidence, speak with influence, and connect strategically by getting out of your own head so that you can lead, learn, experience, apply, and develop. Walking Through Glass, the podcast, is not about breaking through the glass ceiling. It's about the struggle. It's about the journey of walking through the glass, the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the depression, the imposter syndrome, limited beliefs, negative self-talk. You get the picture. Enough is enough. It's time to make the shift to clarity, the shift to more confidence, and the shift to consistency. Are you ready for your daily dose of vitamin Dr. D? Come on in and get this medicine for your mindset. Today's topic is we're going to talk about 3 ways to add joy to your daily routines. Again, 3 ways to add joy to your daily routines. And you may think that that's quite easy, but actually it can be a struggle, especially with life and everything that's happening. So I want to briefly take you through the beginning little piece and talk about optimism for a minute and what that is. You see, optimism is a trait that should become more common. We should be more optimistic. And I say should very loosely because, again, it's the shoulda, woulda, couldas that keep us stuck in the I didn't, right? Judging by Winston Churchill's famous quote that a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity and an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Which one are you? You see, optimism has been proven to improve the immune system, prevent chronic disease, and help people cope with unfortunate news. Gratitude is associated with optimism and has been determined that grateful people are happier. They receive more social support, are less stressed, and are less depressed. And recent research indicates that optimists and pessimists approach problems differently, and their ability to cope successfully with adversity differs as a result. We are entering a quite busy season. It's the holiday season that's upon us. And it's in these times that people tend to feel like they feel more stressed and depressed and distressed. And they're trying to get it all in and get it all done. And they're racing oftentimes to bring joy to someone else's life. But yet, you're not thinking and considering how to bring joy to your daily routine. So today we're going to talk a little bit about 3 ways to add joy to your daily routine. So the juggling, yes, it's going to happen. We have multiple tasks and responsibilities, and we sometimes forget to take the time to do the things that bring us happiness. And when we do take that one moment for ourselves, we tend to then feel guilty. And we think about all the things that we should have been doing instead of taking that moment. And so why do we feel that way? Why do we get stuck there? And unfortunately, a lack of joy in your daily life can lead to unhappiness. And it can even have long-term negative consequences on your health. Several well-known studies demonstrate that positive emotions, such as joy, have found a profound effect on your health. One such study entitled Positive Emotion and Health, Going Beyond the Negative, was published in July 2005. It's a ways to go, but you know what? The psychology behind it is really, really solid. And according to this study, joy and optimism provide a 51% reduction in the rates of heart disease among men who followed for 10 years during the study. You wonder why I talk about men instead of women, because men who tend to feel that they must be the providers and they have to push through, that they often deal with high rates of stress. And if it's 51% of reduction for men in heart disease, can you imagine what it is for women? And then add some other intersectionality to that. You see, positive emotions such as joy and hope not only reduce the incidence of heart disease, but they also have a protective effect against high blood pressure, diabetes, and upper respiratory infections. So if you are struggling with this and you're finding, why do I always feel sick? Why am I always catching a cold? Why? And you can get the picture. Then ask yourself, how much joy do I have in my daily routine? If you're always sick and you're always tired and you don't really feel a lot of motivation, then there's something there. But here's the beauty. There's something you can do about it. So thankfully, no matter how busy your life may be, there are steps you can take to instantly boost your mood and your health. So here to try, I got some suggestions for you. We got 3 easy ways today to add joy to your daily routines. And I mean, these are super easy peasy. So try one of these easy ways to add some joy back into your life every day. You deserve it. So number 1, take time to appreciate and revel in activities that delight you. Whenever you feel your energy beginning to dwindle during the day, take a break and focus on something that brings you pleasure. I am not saying take a siesta, but 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do just something you love. Even if something you love is just staring out the window, breathing in the air. Give yourself permission. I like to say, give yourself some grace, right? Give yourself some grace to enjoy these little breaks throughout your day. It will instantly boost your mood, as well as help you reduce stress and recharge your energy. And if you're out there saying, oh yeah, but I don't have time, I'm telling you, you don't have time not to do it. And that 3 minutes, that 5 minutes, you're telling me that you aren't worth 5 minutes to love on yourself, to bring yourself joy? Well, then we need to have a whole lot of conversation, and you need to inbox me because we need to do a whole lot of other work. See, it doesn't have to be a lot of time. And if you have a favorite picture, here's what I like to do. I have certain favorite pictures. Mine happens to be some of my son who's 17, almost 18, and who I'm on the road to empty nesting. So I'm having a lot of emotional moments right now. And I love looking at the pictures when he was much younger, before he was taller than me, when he was laughing and he was smiling and his joy in his face was so infectious. And by looking at his face and looking at that smile, it immediately just brings joy to me. And so when I'm feeling low of energy, low of time, and frustrated and irritated and feeling that I'm at the peak of snapping, I pull out those pictures and thank God for digital, so I can look at them on my phone. And then I look at other pictures and other things, or I go outside and I just sit there and say, just be still. And that helps. So simple things like savoring a cup of your favorite coffee, or even reconnecting with an old friend. These have the opportunity and the ability to bring you joy. The important thing in this number 1 is that you take time to remember to take time each day to focus on those simple activities that make you feel happier. So I see that we have some live and on air in the room. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What makes you smile? Feel free to pop it in to the chat box. I'd love to hear. And because the beauty of this live function is if you're interested and you're new to the show and you want to pop in and say a quick hello or share with us, you should have that come on air button that allows me to click on it and to bring you actually on live. So that's always opportunity. So if that's something that you feel moved to do and you want to connect and you want to share, then please, 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 you are more than welcome. This show is not about me. It's actually about us. Now we're going to walk through the glass together. So, number one, revel in things that delight you. Take a few minutes every day. And you know what I like to say? What gets scheduled gets done. I actually have on my calendar every day, 7 days a week, from 10 to 10:15 is mindfulness meditation time. And that's not me going to sit in the wild and it's literally being mindful and enjoying the present, taking time to do something for me, taking time to love on myself. So I schedule that in. Okay. So number two, the second thing that you can do is to count your blessings. If you're having particular difficulty or a really hectic day, you might find it tempting to just focus on all the negative aspects of the day. This is going wrong. Everything's going wrong. Oh my God. Someone says, how are you doing? Oh, well, my day's horrible. And you just kind of go all in, right? What if you tried this? You tried focusing on the things that are going to be going in a positive direction. And then there's a wonderful opportunity to insert some gratitude. Insert some gratitude. And I know sometimes we don't feel like it, but do it anyway. Feeling and expressing gratitude are very, very powerful. That opens the floodgate and the vibration, the higher vibration, to bring more positive things into your energy sphere. Taking time to reflect on better times in the past, as well as things that are going quite well right now, can instantly lift your mood. You see, we're talking about ways to just add joy to your daily routine right now, today, in the moment. And if you can hear in the background, I'm thinking it's time to go live. And today they're doing all of the groundwork so I could hear it outside. And I didn't decide to focus on that. I said, I'm going to go live anyway because it brings me joy. I want to share this piece of Monday motivation that is going to help. Because when I'm sharing these 3 ways, they're powerful reminders for myself. So I'm on this journey as well. And when you begin to use gratitude to lighten your mood, it actually gives you the strength to keep moving and working towards your goals. So instead of, if you had the lofty goal to reach this, like right now, I need to get back in shape. I need to get my health together. I said, okay, I don't know what was going on with you, chick, but you need to get your health back in together. And so I decided that I'm on this road to pushing forward to removing this excess 40 pounds that I put on in the last 3 years. Why? Because I have some big goals and big dreams and big happenings coming up, not only now, but in 2020. And so I'm going to start today. I'm not waiting to the new year. I'm going to start right now, today. And I said, okay, I'm going to get up early. Thank God for this time reversal, daylight savings time. And I'm going to go out. Well, I got up, scratchy voice, still feeling a little rugged. So what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm so glad that I got up. I'm so glad that I'm excited. Let me jump up. And yeah, I know I have a meeting. I have an appointment at 9:00. Well, you know what? Let me go live for 30 minutes. If that, let me go live and share for 30 minutes. That's going to help maybe someone move the needle and help get myself. Why? Because I am working on the consistency part of what's my journey. And then you know what? After that, I can get on my call. And then once I finish that call, I can head to the gym before my 12 o'clock. So I didn't think about, oh my gosh, I woke up late. I missed my alarm. I didn't do that. I said, here's how I'm going to mitigate this. And I'm going to press forward. And here's one thing that I teach my clients and I coach my clients to do is to keep a blessings journal. Keep a blessings journal so that you have a physical record of the good things in your life. Write it down. I'm telling you, when life gets tough and you can't see what's in front of you and you feel like you're all topsy-turvy, write it down. Go back to that blessings journal. This will help lift you up and encourage you during the difficult times. And for those of us that have lost loved ones, and those of us that, they have what we call seasonal depression, during the holidays can be some of the most depressing times for people. Especially if you've lost a parent, a sibling, a best friend, if you've lost a job. So it's hard to count your blessings during that time. And sometimes you can't see your way out of it. So to have a blessings journal, doesn't have anything fancy schmancy. Get an old composition book and just write. This is what I'm grateful for. These are things I'm blessed with. And when you get stuck in those moments, go back, start reading. So here's another thing that I've kept. Now, I've been an educator over 20 plus years, and I transitioned from K-12 education in 2016 to full-time consultancy and working with clients and coaching again, how to lead with confidence, communicate with influence, and how to connect strategically so that they can communicate effectively. And in that, I was sharing at a recent workshop that I have a box of notes and letters that my students wrote to me. Some of these notes are 20 years old. 20 years old. And it was those notes when I kept saying, what am I here for? What have I done? How have I impacted people's lives? And I was feeling so horribly sorry for myself and lamenting everything that was wrong with my life. I went back to those notes, and it's those letters, and it's that joy that pushed me through that tough time. So now we're on to number 3. So what we already know is that we're going to take some time to appreciate and say, I'm going to do something that makes me happy right now. I binge watched Netflix Murder, She Wrote the other day. It was fantastic. And I didn't feel 1 minute of guilt about that. And then I'm counting my blessings. And one of my blessings is the fact that I could be here right now in this moment speaking to you. See, the motivation often has to start within, and it has to start with us choosing us first. When we begin to do that, then our life begins to change. And not only do we attract amazing energies and positivity to our life, but we then begin to see the manifestation of our dreams, our goals, and our desires. Because number 3, shake things up and do something new can be difficult. Change is sometimes hard. But they have the old adage, familiarity breeds contempt. It is certainly true when it comes to our daily lives. Why not try something completely different to rediscover your joy? I've been wanting to salsa dance. Really, I have for years. And so I'm thinking of and looking at and looking for some salsa classes to just maybe go once a week and just dance. I want to move anyway, get in shape, get my energy and my stamina back up. So I'm looking to add one new habit, one new thing that brings me joy. Not a new task to put on my plate. I see it as something new to bring me joy. What is that one new thing for you? Write it down. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your joy wall. Put it on your vision board. So, your imagination is the only limit for you. To get started, why not explore a route to and from your workplace? You can also try out a new recipe that features some kind of new ingredient. I love to cook, but I love to creatively cook, meaning that I see the recipe, but I make it my own every single time. And how many times are we operating on autopilot when we're driving to work, or we're driving the kids to school, or we're going to the grocery store? We go the same way, the same time. And that seems to be all we know. And we're operating on autopilot, really. And if your autopilot doesn't have a joy button in it, then you need to put one there. And start today. It's something you can do today. What is one thing, I earnestly ask you, that you can and will do today? That you can and will do today to add a little bit of joy. So when you're considering taking a new class, learning a new skill or hobby, or when looking for something to try, pay attention to the dreams you've had as a child and adult. For example, did you ever dream of traveling to a faraway country in the past? Have you ever considered taking classes to learn about a country's language, learn about that trip? What is it? Now, I've traveled extensively. I lived overseas for 16 continuous years, working with the Department of Defense. I lived in Germany for 8 years and South Korea for a total of 8 years. And during that time, I took the opportunity to travel all around. And I took my son as well, who's now 17. As I shared earlier, I look for 3 ways to add joy, and one joy is giving him a kiss every morning and getting up and making him breakfast and making him lunch. Now, you would say, oh, that's work. It's not. You see, I didn't always do that. And now he's a senior. And I was asking him, what was he eating? How was he, getting through the day? And I found like he was pretty much eating garbage and not fueling his body. And I kept saying, I just would love to make you lunch. And he goes, don't worry, Mom, don't do it. I did it anyway. And getting up helps me get my day going. And more importantly, it brings me joy to see the smile on his face when we're talking about eating. And this may not seem like a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me. Because this is the last day. Every day is the last day of that last day of him being a senior on his way to moving out the house, going to college, going away. So part of my joy, because I do love to cook, but I love to cook for others, is cooking for him. And so that brings me joy. And so in all of this, in these 3 easy ways to add joy to your daily routine, is to remember to make time for laughter and fun throughout the day. Not only will you discover your joy, you'll strengthen your health and increase your own happiness, but your positive energy will be contagious, and your outlook will affect others around you, increase their level of joy too. And if you're saying, Dr. D, Dr. Brown, I don't know, Dr. Deena, I don't know what to do. How about you do this? Can you just smile at someone today? Can you smile at the very next person that you encounter? No matter what you're feeling inside or you're going through, when you see them in the grocery store, driving by in the car, walking by them at the water cooler at work, can you just smile? That will add joy, not only to your routine, but to theirs. Just try it. So I would love to hear how you're taking this challenge and adding joy to your daily routine. And I would love for you to share it. If you are listening live instead of on the replay, you can put that message right into the comment. How are you choosing joy? And if you're listening on the replay, then I'd love for you to leave it in the comments. How are you choosing joy? And then once you have, please circle back. And if you are new to the show, I want to say thank you, because you've just added to my joy for the day. Walking Through Glass, the podcast, is available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Music Play, Podbean, Stitcher. But the live is only on Podbean. Podbean is the only opportunity you have to engage with me live. But as I reached out to all of my listenership, if you're interested in having a conscious conversation because you have something to share, please reach out to me at info@Dr. Deena Speaks and say, I'd love to be a guest on your show. Info@Dr. Deena Speaks and say, I'd love to be a guest on your show. I'm going to put that right here in the comment section, and you can direct message me. And I'd love to engage in a conscious conversation with you, because for those of you that may have popped on after the show started, I just want to quickly, before we check out for the day, is to tell you about Walking Through Glass, what it is. Walking Through Glass is about the journey. It's the journey that we face, particularly as women, as we walk through the glass, our struggles, our journey, our fears, our anxiety, our depressions, our joys, our weaknesses, our limited beliefs, our negative self-talk. You get the picture. All of those things that we deal with, that go on in our head, that we often don't share. This is the platform for you to pull back the mask. And here's what I call unmasking I am. It's a safe space to talk. And the conscious conversations are actually the recorded piece of the show. It's not live. And so, if you have an amazing story, if you're in the midst of an amazing journey and you want to talk about it and talk through it, then please reach out. I'm here for you. We're here for you. This is your village. This is your tribe. We share, we heal, we love, we cry, but most importantly, we live. We live to love another day. So, what are you going to do today to add joy to your life? Because you have the power and the authority to transform your situation. You do. And I want to leave you with this affirmation. I was going to save it later, but I'm going to share it today. I just feel led to share it today. Today on this amazing Monday, this motivational Monday. So I'm going to leave you with this affirmation. I love and approve of myself no matter what. I'm a valuable person and make worthwhile contributions to the world. Each day, in big and small ways, I remind myself of this. In any circumstance, I know that I am worthy. So, one of the ways to add joy to your daily routine is first and foremost to love on you. On purpose, with purpose. So, quick recap before we sign off. And then I usually open up the line for any questions or sharing or feedback. So our very first way, easy peasy, ways to add joy, okay, is number one, take time to appreciate and revel in activities that delight you. What makes you happy? Do something that makes you happy. Don't rationalize it. Don't judge it. Don't weigh it on somebody else's scale of approval. Okay? What makes you happy? If licking ice cream off the spoon makes you happy, do it. If drinking from the carton of milk, well, as long as you maybe live by yourself, makes you happy, do it. Walking outside to just stare at the traffic and the puppies being walked, do it. Do that one thing. Do it. Give yourself a break. I say give yourself some grace. Number two, count your blessings. I know it's stressful. I know life can be a challenge. But when we operate on that frequency of joy and happiness and excitement, when we do that, guess what happens? It turns our situation around. And when it turns our situation around, then we will see new upon blessings upon blessings. Blessings upon blessings and miracles manifest in our life. But it starts with you. And gratitude is easy. I start before I allow my feet to hit the ground. I mean, literally. I get up in the morning and I start thinking and rolling through my day. But before my feet can hit the floor, I must speak out loud at least 10 things that I'm grateful for. And then as I'm walking to the bathroom to brush my teeth and everything else, and I'm still thinking, so I'm not thinking about, oh, I got to go do all this stuff today. It's going to be a hectic day. I start with gratitude. Gosh, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. You know what? I got up this morning. I'm so thankful that, you know what, that I have a home. People are homeless. Thank you. That I have food to eat, that I have somebody that loves me, that I have a family. I just go, I'm thankful for my hearing, my sight, and I just go on. I go on. And sometimes it is not about tangible outside things. I'm thankful for peace of mind. I'm peaceful. I'm thankful for finding out about me, learning to love me. These are grateful things. These are blessings. And so I speak them out loud, and that's how I start my day. And I keep a blessings journal because sometimes it gets rough and I'm like, okay, I still don't see it. Then I go back and I grab it and I keep it near my bed. And I open it. Sometimes I just go read about all the amazing things that has happened to me and for me. And sometimes my blessing is impacting somebody else's life. So number 2 is count your blessings. And number 3 is what I like to call shake it up, right? Shake some things up. Do something new. Drive a different way to work. Take a new class. Put a new spice. Go, how about this? Which is I'm going to do this today when I go to the grocery store. Go find some new veggies and some new items, right? Go find them. And then go pick something that you've never cooked before. And then try it. Try it. Try to make something new. Again, don't get so caught up in what's not that you don't see the joy of what is. So if you really want to add joy to your daily routine and extend your life, your health, then pick. Do something for you today. Because you have the power and the authority to transform your situation. And that's your Monday motivation. And I appreciate you joining me on Walking Through Glass, the podcast, with your host, Dr. Deena C. Brown, bringing you that medicine for your mindset. And if there's any aspect of this show that speaks to you, I would appreciate it. Bring joy to someone else's life and share, invite, subscribe. And if they don't listen on Podbean, Walking Through Glass is available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Music Play, and soon to be on iHeartRadio. I appreciate you. And doing this show brings joy to my daily routine. So I thank you. I thank you. I appreciate you. So, are there any questions? Is anyone live on the line? Wants me to speak to a particular topic, idea, going through something, wants to talk it out, wants to have an opportunity for what I like to call some quick laser coaching to help keep you motivated on this Monday, not just for the day, but for the week. If you're going through some things, here's your chance to say, hey, I'm stuck. I'm struggling. You know, I'm trying to find the joy. I'm trying to kind of figure it out. And I'm having a hard time figuring it out on my own. Well, you don't have to figure it out on your own. I'm opening the floor for you. I'm opening up. Hi, young OG. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Walking Through Glass. So where are you from, Mr., Mrs. Young OG? All I see is the picture. It looks like a mouth. So love the people tell me where they're from, because I'm going on tour in 2020. It's the I Love Me Unapologetically tour for the new book, Walking Through Glass, the ultimate guide to be sane, sexy, and significant in a male-dominated world. So I'd love to know what cities my listeners are in so that we can definitely make sure we pop through there and put them on our 2020 tour. So, all right, I'm gonna extend again. I know we're entering the season. I mean, Halloween happened and the next day Christmas, and I saw a really funny meme about we just skipped Thanksgiving, and it said no, we didn't. And so it literally shows that from October 31st through December is Christmas, and then they spend one day for Thanksgiving. So again, and I'm going to tell you this, because me and my girlfriend used to have a race to who put up the Christmas tree first. If putting up your tree brings you joy, go ahead and do it. It's something about Hallmark holiday movies, Christmas trees, and Christmas music that lightens your mood. So no matter what, there is joy there. It's out there. And you just gotta apply it, choose to do it, and implement it in your life. So thank you so very much for listening live. I appreciate you. And more importantly, thank you for sharing Walking Through Glass, the podcast, and for checking back in, because we'll be live again tomorrow. So subscribe so you can be notified when we're live and on the air. And if you're interested in popping in and joining me live on the air, then I believe you have a little button. You should see a little mic button, and you can, be added to that if you're on Podbean, and you can come in live. And additionally, if you're interested in being on the show and having a conscious conversation, please reach out to me at info@drdeenaspeaks.com. And that's where we have conscious conversations on whatever it is we want to talk about. What's going on with us? They're real talk with some real solutions to help others transform their lives, because they need to know that they don't have to walk through the glass alone. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and have a magnificent Monday and an extraordinary week. Bye-bye.